tutorial we're going to take a look at assemblies once again, and this time we're going to look at an assembly of a crank and slider mechanism. So we're going to open a new assembly template and we're going to begin assembly by inserting a component. So we browse for that and I have it here. So our base comes in first. So this base is fixed in position now, so we can now input the sides. So insert our next component and browse, and the sides. So now this isn't fixed, so we'll try and fix this now with as little mates as possible. So we'll click mate, we'll select this edge here and this edge here. Okay, so they're coincident now. So the part is not fixed yet. So now we'll select this edge here and we'll rotate our object and select this edge of our side here. Okay. So this is fixed now, and we can input our next component, which is also the same part. So browse and the sides again. So again we'll do the same process to mate this. So mate, we'll zoom in, and that surface, that edge there with that edge there. Okay, so there's our frame. Our frame is fully fixed now, so we can exit out of our mate tab and insert components. Now we can insert the crank, so browse and the crank. So here's our crank, so we have to insert it so that both ends are going through the sides and that it's lined up on center. So firstly we'll select the circular edge there and the circular edge of our hole. Select mate, the circular edge of our hole and the circular edge of our crank, and make them not coincident but concentric. Okay, so now they're concentric, but our crank can still move in this direction. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to expand our design tree, expand our crank part and the right plane. I'm going to select the right plane. So now we're going to make a mate using the right plane of our crank. So select that as our first entity, and if we expand our base we can select the right plane in that also. And now these planes are coincident. So if we minimize our design tree there, we can see that now our crank can rotate, and that's the only movement that this assembly allows now. Okay, so now we can insert our connecting rod. So insert components, browse, and our con rod. So again, this connecting rod must be concentric with the shaft, our crankshaft, and must also be in the center. So much the same again. So we select our circular edge and circular edge of our crankshaft. Select mate first. Select both edges and make them concentric. Click OK. And again, this is not fixed, so we have to fix the center of it. So this time we will expand our connecting rod in the design tree and select the right plane, and expand our crank and select the right plane also. So now our planes are coincident again. and our connecting rod is in the center. You'll notice that it's still not fully defined, but are fully mated, so we can sort that out now in a minute. So next component we're going to insert is our slider. So there's our slider. So mate. Again, we have concentric mates here with our connecting rod and our slider, and concentric. Okay. We also have our planes again. So again, with our connecting rod, the right plane, and with our slider, it's also the right plane. So okay. So you can see now it's free to move in almost any direction, but it's still coincident with the right plane. So the last mate we're going to do is we're going to make the bottom of our slider and the top of our base coincident, like that. Okay, so the last thing now is we're going to insert our pin here. So if we insert components, browse, and our pin, and there's our pin. So we select our edge, mate, and select this edge here. They're concentric. Okay, and now we select the two faces. So the face of our pin, the side face of our slider, and okay, so they are both coincident. So there we have our crank and slider mechanism fully assembled.